Hello everybody, it's Suffolkblue, all the way from merry old England. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. Welcome back to the Attack of the B Team Minecraft Let's Play series. Last time we were talking about the marketplace, and I thought I would make a bit of a start, talk you through some of my ideas, show you how it's sort of going to work. Let's start off by getting into the air. Oh, concrete, whoa, there we go. So the first thing I've done is I've just built a proper wall around this water because I wanted to have a bit of an edge to this. I've gone around a little bit around here as well, around the main temple. Haven't finished this off because it might go around the whole of the end up going around the whole of this inner lake. But I thought, well, I'll do that. I've also put in a few trees. This is actually a handmade willow tree. It's not a natural one. I actually made it look that way so that it would sit in that corner just beautifully like that. Although these ones over here are natural. Although that one's probably a bit bigger, we'll probably whip that down as well. But I just wanted to add some extra greenery to that side of the lake because I just think it looks really nice. What's this concrete all about? Well, if we look at from above, I've counted the middle, and the middle of this sort of square, not including that little bulgy bit there, is here. Now, I thought about this, and I thought, well, I could just put a load of market stalls in here and that be done with it. Or I could be a little bit more creative and build some little shop units, and I think that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to end up doing is we'll end up building, and actually I've got enough here just to probably show you what I mean, around this isn't the real material, by the way, we won't be using this when we actually build them, but what we'll be doing is we can end up with how big is that? Yeah, that's about right. We can end up with some shop doorways. Oh, actually that is one over too far. Take this out. We can end up with some shops sitting behind stuff which I can fill up with things, so I can actually have extra storage in some of these shops if I wanted to, but that itself would be a little shop, yeah? And then next door to that there could be another little shop maybe which has a door this way, and that's going to be for something else, and perhaps this one here, the door would be, let's say the door's going to be there, and this is going to run back this way, another little shop, little boutique that's going to be on the side. And then what we would do is, I do still want to put in my tavern. In fact, I might put my tavern here. That'd be an interesting way of doing it. Just plan it out a little bit. Suppose put that round. Okay, that's probably enormous for a tavern actually. A little bit on the enormous side, but that's okay. So we probably won't have the tavern there. What we'll do is we'll probably have that across there like that. Another tiny little boutique, and these would go all the way around the edges anyway. All right. And what we would have is we'd have furnaces and things in there, and little stalls. We could put some shopkeepers in there as well. One of these could be a bakery which actually has its bread stored in there. One of these can be an armour shop, a weapon shop. We can make it look like that with some armour stands and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if this mod does armour stands. Oops, what's that all about? Behave. What happened to me any F6? Have I pushed something I shouldn't have pushed? Oh well, we'll look at that in a little while. Anyway, but as you can see, around the edges, all the way around here, we're going to end up with these buildings. What that will then mean is this whole front and the part in the front, we'll have some doorways, we'll do some glass, some tiny windows, we'll micro-block it all up, make it look, you know, a bit sort of, I don't know, villagey, like a little village, like a mini village of buildings all the way around. And then in the middle here, we will then cobblestone all of this up, or make some decorative cobble slabs to make it look like a little market square. Put in either a fountain. I might put a fountain. I know you can get fountains on this server. Get some fountains, or put in a well. And that just gives us a central point. Then put some plants and flowers around the edges, and then build in some actual market stalls, especially on things, this areas like this where we've got sort of 3 bits here, and we can have some of them coming out a little bit. Just to have a few little extra market stalls around the edges to give it that sort of commercial feel. So I think that'll look pretty sweet all the way around the middle part here. And then what we'll then do is look at this whole building here. We'll push that back and turn that into the town hall that I actually want to build, properly town hall. And I think that will just give this little area a little feel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut here, and I'm going to go away, and I'm going to make a start on building up some of these using, I'm going to use stone bricks. We're going to use these bricks again, alright, to keep the theme in going. I don't think, oh actually we could use cobble again, couldn't we? Because that does look good. That does look good, that cobble effect. So I think what we'll do is we'll carry on very much like this effect with those little buildings, and we'll use cobble and stone bricks together. So I'm going to go away and do that now, and then when you come back you'll have a look and see, maybe we'll just do this one line here, and you'll get a feeling for the sort of buildings that we're going to have. Alright, so I shall be right back. So welcome back. So I've done a bit of work then, and we've looked at adding in the necessary blocks and stuff just to start to lay it out a bit. And I thought I would also do a little bit of work on some of the buildings which are going to be going around the edges of our main market square here in the middle. So this bit here is going to be the main market, and I've got some shop doorways and stuff starting to come off. Now the look I wanted to go for with these was sort of a English timber village type of shop, I suppose. I'm not 100% convinced yet. I don't like these single windows. I might make them into doubles, or at the very least I might try and symmetry them up a little bit by putting them on the other sides as well. I'm not against it either. Looking at it, I think, yeah, it could work, because once I start planning it around this side as well, I think we're going to have a really cosy sort of middle bit. The only thing that worries me slightly is I don't like this roof colour very much. It's actually spruce, I think I've used on the top there, and I might want something a bit darker than that, because otherwise it does look a little bit like a modern housing estate with that sort of mock Tudor type look and feel going on about it, and that sort of is not the look I'm going for. Got a fake chimney popping up here, obviously. I quite like the back. The back looks very cottage-esque. I'm just not too sure about the front, and it might be the fact that it's this sort of white. I wanted to do something to really stand out, though, you know? It's definitely different. It's definitely a step forward, and I'm just wondering, by the time I've finished all the others around here, that this might not look quite so bad. I think what I might have to do is look at this wood again and try and find a darker set of wood. Yeah, I mean, that again, that's something that I can do. But hopefully you're getting a look, you should be getting a feel of the sort of, the way in which this is sort of going to flow. Obviously this will all be cobbled out anyway, all the way through here. And each one of these rooms, each one of these individual sort of buildings is going to be a shop, essentially. Some sort of shop, or I might make some houses, I don't know, but we can get some. We can easily make either via necromancy or by going to steal them using the old safari nets, get some villagers and pop them in here, and end up with like proper shops in here. So, you know, have a counter across here and some drying shelves with some items on, and outside do a bit of, you know, flower work and like the box gardens and stuff, and put some vines and stuff up just to make it look a little bit more colourful than the grey. It might work. This is the thing about this game. I love it so much because at the moment looking at this I'm thinking to myself, well, it's not 100% the look I want to go for, but I'm just imagining it around each edge, yeah? I'm just imagining it sort of more than this. I think what's not helping, I think what's not helping is this enormous structure here, which actually was going to be the tavern, but it's just too big. And it's not even 2 floors tall, do you know what I mean? It's sort of enormous. So I think what I'm going to have to do is bring this down a level, get this smaller, so that the roof, and actually put this roof on as well, and then see how this looks and how I bead these roofs together so that they all match. Because it is slightly bigger, you see, than this one. So part of my thinking was to, I suppose I could make it even though, just by making it thinner and on the edge, I suppose. But it was just a case of how do I do that. Now, the other thing I thought about doing is actually knocking part of this through and ending up with another sort of pathway through to the waterfront from here. I think the waterfront's going to look great, you know. It's going to be a nice little feature all the way along. Oh, great. Now we've got a full-on storm. How wonderful. But yeah, so for me, this is sort of English country garden market town. is a look I want to go for. Now, options that I've got available. One of the things I'm also looking at is whether to take this cobble out and use stone brick all the way up. Have I got any stone bricks? I mean, I do. Shall I just quickly have a look and see what that looks like? I hope I'm not going to break anything too significant. No, good. Let's get inside while we can. If I was to have just stone bricks, what if we could get a tornado? It seems a bit thundery. Extra specially thundery. As to whether or not I start putting in stone like that. So rather than using cobble, let me just turn that down because I'm not 100%. Oh, I'm on peaceful as well. Let's turn that off. Let's turn sound. Keep sound at 20. Sorry, but let's take. Can you turn off storms? I don't think you can you? Oh well, we'll turn it down a little bit. Let's just take it down to there. So hopefully that's not too loud. And we've obviously just put the right game mode on. Naughty me. Oh, that was close. Did that just strike me? Good heavens. Yeah, so I'm wondering whether or not if I use proper stone all the way around, whether that would look better than cobble. I think it might. That's something I might do. Shall I do a wall face? Let's do a wall face and test it out. Let's just take this out here and put a wall face in. And then go boom, 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 boom. Really is interesting. See that that could work better than cobble. What do you think? It's a difficult thing, as I say. It's one of those processes which I'm going to have to sort of sit back at and look at and say, actually, yeah, this is. I don't want that cobble there, or maybe I do want something to be cobble. Maybe I want something to be cobble, or something to be brick. Sort of mix and match and make it look a little bit more hodgepodge as opposed to just one type. That might be a really nice idea. So that one there could be stone. These two could be cobble. Although, why would you have a terrace like that? You wouldn't, would you? I think I'm going to leave the chimney as cobble, although that's just a cobble brick. That's not even a proper chimney, because as you know, when I do my chimneys over here, I normally use the whole proper square, but I haven't. I've just used a. I can do that though. That's easy. That's easy peasy to do. Oh yes, lots of lightning over there. What do you reckon? Probably in for a tornado? Nah, not going to happen. So I think this needs to be reduced down in height, and I think we can do that. Let's have some food. I think we can reduce this in height. I don't think it needs to be as big as this. And I think what I'm going to need to do is finish it off, really, and take a stand back. What you got on your head, idiot? And take a stand back and just see what it looks like. Because I think also, once I get the actual marketplace in, and what I think I'm going to do here is that there was something called... is there a fountain in this game? There is. And I don't know really what that does yet. I've never used it. How easy is it to make? Oh, that's not too bad. What's that? Ferris? Yeah, I got those. Yeah. So that's not too difficult to make. So, you know, doing one of those in the middle there is a bit of a feature. Maybe use some micro blocks around it. Half block with some water so that it looks like a proper fountain in the middle. Put some benches around. Potentially I could put some trees in here, but I don't want to do too much greenery because that would be massive. But I think that'd be a really nice feature. Now, the other thing that we need to build, and I haven't built it yet. Yeah, that just lightning very close, just over here. What I think I'm going to build in here, in this section especially, is what I'm going to call my main storehouse. Now, the main storehouse is for all the produce which is going to be coming from this farm. I put our cherry trees in. Obviously, we haven't harvested any yet, but... oh, spider. Love that little bugger. Come here. Go away. Yeah, so for me, what I'm thinking in my head is to have a storehouse in here. We will then collect produce from all of the areas, so the tomatoes, the strawberries, when I build that greenhouse, from these here as well. So when this is all collected, is to collect it and put it in the storehouse. That storehouse will have chests and pipes and all the rest of the necessary stuff, which will feed across to a staging area over here, and then be used to populate and fill up the shops or the market stalls. Don't blow up in my market, thank you very much. And that sort of will keep it self-fulfilling. I'm not going to use Project Red for that, because again, Project Red is a little unstable for my liking. We'll go back to using proper, you know, item ducts. Maybe we can make some of those express ones, which have got a little bit more zip in the pipe to get the stuff through. So this is coming along and moving in that way. Get out of my shops. You're not a shopkeeper, neither are you. Need to put some lights around here, really, don't I? I think that's what these are all telling me. Shall I sleep and get rid of them? Let's do that. Let's go in here and sleep and get rid of them. And get rid of that rain at the same time. So, yeah, if you've got any ideas then about which looks best, whether the stone bricks or the cobble, let me know. It's quite a difficult toss-up for me at the moment. And I think, but once you see it all in as one, I think you might be impressed. I did do something similar in my creative server before I sort of embarked upon doing this. Go away. Any more? No. Ah, peace and quiet. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, so I did something in the creative world, and it didn't look too bad, but for some reason I'm sort of doubting myself more now that I've done it in the main world, which is a bit silly, because there's nothing different about it, really. This is a problem, though, and that's something that I'm going to have to work on a little bit, and make that work for me, because at the moment it doesn't. It's just too much, too big. Go away. Thank you. I need more brains. I need more fertilised dirt for the greenhouse. So, plenty to go on. I know this has been one of those episodes where I've done stuff without you, but it's just easier sometimes to do that and just take a step back and look at it and for... Why can't I pick that up? Oh, well. So, what do we think? Do we think a cobble and a little bit of stone? Do we think all stone? I like the roof type. I don't like the roof colour. We need to work on that and get darker. I'll go and get some matches out there and see what I can find that might be a bit darker than that. I'm not sure what is a bit dark. I suppose dark wood is obviously the darkest, but that's going to be really black, and I don't want it to match with the factory. So I don't think we can do that. Yeah. Interesting times. So I don't know how long this episode is going to go on for, actually. So maybe we do a little bit more work before we say goodbye entirely. I tell you what, let's have a look at... let's start over here. So, just to give you an idea of how I've done this, I suppose this would be a good way of showing just how I've done it. First thing I always do is I block off the floor, because I'm only using, obviously, these covers for these. I'm not using full-on blocks for these, because I want the room below to work as normal, but I just don't want to have you know, no space in the ceiling, in the upstairs bit, although we're not using the upstairs bit at all. Let's do this one with cobble, I think, to start with, and then, as I say, we'll have a look and see how this looks. And let's also build this up to the right height as well. Oops, there we go. Brilliant. So, when we start with this, one of the things I normally actually do is I fill in all the roofs, and all the ceilings, and I start at the end, which has got the gable. So I start at the end, which is the sort of end of the building where all the Tudor fake wood and stuff goes. And the reason I do that is it gives me a good indication of how high the roof is going to be, and how you know, pointy I suppose it's going to look, so that it doesn't look too big and too out of size. So really quickly, we're just going to pop in. I should have enough of these actually, exactly to the number, which is great, because that will give me a inventory slot. Fabulous. So we block in all of the ceilings to start with, alright, and as I say, all these floors are different in here. The roof, each little shop will have a slightly different, unique feel. So we start from here. We get in the... We're going to use the marble again in order to do that. Did I make a full white? It won't matter. Yes, it will. Did I do a full white line? Yes, I did. So a full white line along here. So we go white, 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 all the way along. Whoops. Ignore that. Just pretend this is that sort of wattle and daub sort of stuff. And obviously we can't do a pointy top one because it's too wide, so we won't. Okay. And then what we do is... Now I brought forward... I actually used this all the way along here. Like that. Just as first, just to see... Give an idea of, again, how pointy the roof is going to look. Well, it's not going to look too bad, I don't think. No. So what we need more than anything in the world right now is some wedgers, and we have to go and make some wedgers really quickly. That won't take too long. Have I got any on me? No. Not odd. Sticks, I've got something. So what we can do actually, we can go bump, not you, silly, and then bump. What are they? Plank strips are not bloody sticks, are they? Idiot. Did I not make any sticks? Perhaps I didn't. Any wood in here that I can use? Loads. Let's get some jungle wood on the go. This is too red for the roofs as well. I looked at that. I looked at this stuff as well and thought, nah, not loving that at all. Not happy with that at all. Sticks. Yeah, so maybe I do need to find a darker wood. So we take these. And we take these, and we end up with 40 of those. That's got to be good, isn't it? Let me do that. And actually, can we empty some jungle wood out? We don't need all of that. Pick up the sticks. Right. Let's go and quickly pop these in. So again, if you look, what I did with the overhang, because I want to create that overhang from the bottom looking up. So to do that, you actually start straight off the bat. But this gable has got to be clear of everything, so nothing goes over that part. But instead, we begin just by popping in like that. Let's get these in here and get a good idea of the height. I can now judge how tall that is, and obviously that's going to be the same as this one because it's exactly the same build, but that's awesome. And that also means that we can do a proper gable over, or a proper overhang here. So that's going to be the end, that's the face we're going to see. And the next thing I did, using these oak wood strips, just as I did over here, let me just show you, is we do a sort of, I don't know, Tudor design thing. It's not the best in the world, and what actually it comes from, although is that the right word? Yes, it is. So what it actually comes from is we do a full line of, I don't know, trellising all the way along, which just gives, oops, oh that's okay, just gives a little separation from upstairs to down, which is, again, sometimes it's just about making defined areas and setting them apart from each other. So then we can take these, and what did I do with the shape over here? Was it just straight up the middle by 2, straight across by 2? Yeah, okay, so straight up the middle by 2. 1, 2, 3. Other side, 1, 2, 3. Make that thick, yep. 1, 2, across by 2, down by 1, across, down by 1. And then we can go 1, 2, 1, 2. And that just gives, you know, it's not a great deal of decoration, but it does just give that illusion of that being a sort of wattle and daub, old-fashioned Tudor type building. Okay, it's just a feel, now these here, these sort of sticky out top parts where we've got little windows overlooking the marketplace, the way that they're done, really, we do some marble cobblestone pillars here. What we're trying to do, and the easiest way I find of doing them, this is quite a big square building. This one is quite a big one, isn't it, for a building? Yeah, so we could probably do 2 here. I don't want to do a 3, but we'll do a 2. So this is going to be a 2 wide one, similar to this one over here. Although that one was lovely because it was exactly 4 wide, which was lush. Whereas this one's going to be a little off-center, but then I don't mind that, because it does give the eye something different to look at. Because if everything is symmetrical, it can look, I don't know, false, I suppose. Although obviously everything's false, it's a digital world, but it doesn't ring true. Whereas this one, you see, was a single window, which is based on 3. Maybe that is what I'll do. Okay, I convinced myself. We'll take that out, And so we're going to do 3, 3, 3. So now these can stay. No, they can't, but they won't stay in there. Let's just pop these in for now. So they go on the top. Let's take you out. And what we do is we'll just whip this one out here. And yeah, that goes up 2, and then we can actually make this. At the moment is not overhanging at all. Yeah. So what we can do is we take that and that, we begin to create this fake overhang, for want of a better phrase. Take that out. That's how our glass is going to go in here. Have I got any glasses? I have. So we can pop in, yep, some glass like that, and just start to build that out. Alright, and then this obviously is wanting a little bit of extra around the padding around the edges, otherwise it's going to look a bit odd, so we can pop that in there. Okay, so that's been pulled forward. Now on this one we've got this extra piece of white there, which is very simple to do. We can just do a simple cut and snapshot here, one of those, cut it up into pillars, and then we can just pop that in there. And that again just creates this sort of overhang, which I quite like. And then what do I need? Well, technically I need 3 more of those, really. Let's go and see if I can quickly remember how to knock some of these up. What have I got on me that I probably don't need? I probably don't need you, do I? How do you make these again? Is it sticks and wood? Carpenters. Oh, carpenter. Yeah. Yeah, stick some wood. So I can stick some that in the middle, and I can go. That's not the right thing at all. Where's my sticks? There. Lovely. There. Lovely. Let's go and use some of these. And all we do here is we build them on the back here, like that. Okay. And then that comes over. So we end up building a sort of an outward. Okay. Let's go and sleep again quickly, just so that I can, oops, get you into a daytime so you can see what I'm doing. Quickly. I hope. So as you can see, I'm beginning already to like it, because it will look, I think, pretty good. Get off the ground. If I take some of this spruce, how much spruce have I got? Quite a bit. Which is the same wood we used over here. Not, in my opinion, at the moment dark enough, and I'll probably end up changing it all. But if I just pop this on here just for now. Okay. And, oh, obviously around the back we haven't done any of the back around here. What we could do, of course, as well, if we wanted to, not with that, with this one, is we can do that, stick a chimney in if we wanted to. Look a bit odd sitting right behind it. So normally a chimney will sit on the hearth, which is normally in the dividing wall between the two. So actually let's put that on there. It will sit on the dividing wall normally, because that's where the chimney, whoops, the chimney will go up. Let's just put that back. Okay, and then if we take our carpenter's blocks, wedges again, sorry, just fill that in. Okay, I haven't actually put that one in before, that's a pain, I should have done that, there we go. Yeah! So that's all in, so then let's just colour that up so that we get a bit of colour on these, so that they don't look like carpenter's wedges but instead look like proper roof tiles. These have grown on me a lot actually since I used them over in the lumberyard, those little triangles. Before I've not been overly fond. I normally use the Minecraft blocky ones for roofs, but these aren't too bad. So, you know, we haven't done all the fiddly bit, but we can do that really simple. So we just go. How did I do those ones? Oh yeah, so there's another block on these ones, isn't there? Yeah. So back to our blocks here. One there. And one there. That just creates again that sort of lip, I suppose, just to give them something a little extra. That can go and sit on there. That can then sit on there. Do I do on the glass? No, I don't. Okay, so then we go round the windows again, just to give it extra detail. Okay. And the only thing that's missing at the moment are some notches, which if I just make up some notches really quickly. And all I did with these, again, was to... Oh, whoops, I don't want to drop out on the floor. Come here. What I did is, just underneath here, is you sort of add these sort of notches. So that would be one, 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 that would be one. There. 2, 3, 4, 5. Not on the edge probably, but again it just gives a bit of texture, does something a little different, makes it pull forward, so as you look up it just looks, you know, it just looks a little, I don't know, more structured really, a bit more oldie worldy. So that's the sort of, it also looks like a bit of a Dutch house, or I don't know, I've seen houses like this before and I think it was in Holland or in Belgium, but that sort of top, I don't know what you call it really, bay window, I suppose. The next thing that we do, just to finish that off, is we will stick a door. At the moment I'm just using ordinary wooden doors, nothing fancy. Stick a door on, like that. Brilliant. Decide where the windows are going to go. Now, this room could go, a window really needs to go in here. Now downstairs you see I was using these little single windows. I'm not sure about that. I really know whether that's working for me, but Oh, get off the ground. So there you go. That would be one of the little cottages, and that's how I make them. The next thing to do really is just follow it along. And you do the same process again, and you look and you think, well, this one I missed out in the middle. I didn't put a bay in. I just went over. Maybe this one has 3 bays. Perhaps this is a bay window and a bay window, because they're all the same size rooms. I think this one's slightly larger. 1, 2, 3. No, they're all the same size rooms. So these could have 3 bay windows all the way in if I wanted to, and just one would just look a bit odd being on its own. But then this one's a bigger room, and this one won't have a bay probably because it will be a single gable end. So much to do with doing these sort of top bay windows, but I hope that shows you sort of how I go about creating. I mean, this is quite cozy. It'd be a nice little cottage here. I hope that sort of goes some way to showing you how I've gone about making these. It's quite simple, just trial and error, just have a look at something, stand back and go, yeah, that works. If I'm walking down here, does that work for me? Maybe that needs to be thicker down here. Put some vines on the side of it or something. But yeah, I think, this. I really do think that will look quite nice actually when we're done. As I say, let me know what you think about all stone or whether you think about the cobble. The cobble is growing on me slowly, but I do also like, when I stand back, you see, I really do like that whole stone look. But then I also like that look. So let me know what you think anyway. Alright. I'm going to call this an episode now. It's been quite long. There's actually episodes have been spread, would you believe, over 6 days. Or 4 days really, but 6 days by the time it gets uploaded. Because I had terrible lag issues. I can't even begin to tell you. But this square here, every time I was in the middle of the square, my frame rate would just plummet. And I mean down to like 4, 2, 1, and it'd be stuttering all the way, and I'm like, well, is there a server update? Is there something running on my machine that I need to know about? But nope, nothing. So sorry about the delay a little bit on the video making. It was just technical. It's just being one of those awkward things. Just to keep you abreast, yep, this obviously is still going to go. I'm still planning to demolish this at some point and turn this into a proper town hall. Put it up a little bit as well, so there's some stairs up from the main market square up into the town hall. Still be my house, and I'll still have a bedroom in the town hall at the top. I'm mayor of this village, this unnamed habitation. If you've got a name for it, let me know. Thanks very much for watching. 43 subscribers again. Huge hello to the new guys. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for joining in. Leave comments. I love answering comments. It's fantastic. It's nice to speak to you guys. I said it last time, but I absolutely mean it. There is absolutely going to be some more Team Duo stuff coming up with the 12th man Who That challenge. So watch out for that as well. But until I see you next time, you take care of yourself. See you later. Bye bye.